Lots of people still don't realise that medical cannabis is legal in the UK and has been since 2018. And those that do know might not realise just how accessible it is. Medical cannabis can be prescribed for a very wide number of conditions. If you're dealing with a chronic condition and have not found adequate relief with conventional treatments, there's a good chance you could qualify for a legal prescription. Whether you've been quietly self-medicating for pain or stress, or you're just wondering if something like this could finally help with your anxiety, sleep, or other chronic issues, this is for you. A clear, up-to-date guide on how to get legal medical cannabis in the UK. Let's get into it. Part 1. Can you get medical cannabis? There's a very good chance you can. In fact, I just watched a video from medical cannabis educator God in the Grass, who pointed out that around a third of UK adults may actually be eligible for medical cannabis. That's 17 to 18 million people. So what does it take to qualify? It's pretty straightforward. You need a qualifying medical condition diagnosed by a licensed professional, to have tried at least 2 conventional treatments that either didn't work for you or gave you negative side effects, and of course to be a UK resident. Now, what kind of conditions are we talking about? The list is surprisingly broad. We're seeing people get prescriptions for all sorts of things, including chronic pain that covers everything from arthritis and migraines to fibromyalgia and persistent back pain, anxiety and depression. Yes, mental health conditions are very much on the list. Insomnia and other sleep disorders, ADHD, autism and other neurological conditions, cancer-related symptoms like pain, nausea, appetite loss, PTSD, Parkinson's, IBS, Crohn's and other gut disorders, menopause symptoms, and even conditions like MS, epilepsy and Tourette's. Now, there are a few conditions that currently cannot be prescribed cannabis medicine by specialist doctors. These include schizophrenia, psychosis and bipolar disorder. This is because there's evidence suggesting that THC, the main psychoactive component of cannabis, can potentially worsen these conditions. So it's about safety and making sure this medicine helps, not harms. Part 2. Step by step, how to actually get it. Right, let's get down to it. How do you actually do this? It's simpler than you might think. There's just a few key steps. Step 1, gather your medical records. This is your starting point. You'll need to show you have a diagnosed condition and that you've tried at least 2 other medications. The easiest way to do this is to ask your GP for a summary care record. Or even quicker, log into your NHS app and download your medical history and prescription list. You don't need your GP's approval, but you will need your NHS number and GP details. Think of it as gathering your evidence. Step 2, pick a clinic. Forget the NHS for now. Access there is incredibly limited, usually only for severe and specific cases. For most of us, the path is for a private clinic. And this is where a truly amazing resource comes in, medbud.wiki. Seriously, we can't say enough good things about this website. It's an absolute game changer and a brilliant resource for patients that lets you compare UK cannabis clinics side by side. You can check out their accepted conditions, pricing, patient reviews, and even the products on offer. It's an invaluable tool created for patients by people who really get it. And here's another tip. Check out the subreddit UK Medical Cannabis for even more honest reviews and comparisons from real patients. Step 3, fill out the online form. Once you've picked a clinic, you'll find an online eligibility form on their website. Be completely honest here. Detail your symptoms, list the past medications that didn't work, and don't shy away from any past cannabis experience you might have. What worked and what didn't. You won't be judged. It's about helping the doctors understand your unique position. Step 4, book your first consultation. If you're deemed eligible from the form, the clinic will invite you to book your first consultation, which is usually online via Zoom. This is where you'll have a comprehensive chat with a specialist doctor. They'll go through your full medical and family history, discuss your lifestyle and what you're hoping to achieve. You'll also talk about different strains, formats, oil versus flower, and how you prefer to use it. Again, be open about any past cannabis use, as it can actually help the doctor tailor a prescription that works for you. Step 5, get reviewed and approved. After your consultation, your case goes to a multidisciplinary team, an MDT, for a final sign-off. This is usually just a formality if the doctor you consult with supports your prescription, and then you'll get an email once your prescription is approved, and the relief at this stage is immense. Step 6, get your weed delivered. Yes, you heard that right. Once approved, you'll be sent a link to the pharmacy portal. Here, you'll pay for your medication and choose your delivery options, usually via courier or signed for post. Since it's a controlled substance, you'll need to enter a PIN to receive it. From gathering your records to having your medication in hand, the total time is usually around 2 to 4 weeks. Part 3. What does it cost? Okay, let's be real, this isn't NHS cheap, but it's also probably not as crazy expensive as you might think. especially when you factor in the potential for life-changing relief. Here's a rough breakdown. Your first consultation can range anywhere from £0 to £100. Some clinics offer discounts or deals, so make sure you keep an eye out for those. Follow-up consultations are usually every 3 to 6 months and typically cost between 50 and £100. For the medication itself, a bottle of oil might be between £30 to £80, while flour is generally £5 to £10 per gram. If you choose flour, you'll need a dry herb vape, which can be an upfront investment of anywhere from 50 to a couple of £100. And don't forget a grinder and other accessories, which might be another 10 to £30. Now, a really important tip, if you're on Universal Credit, PIP or other benefits, don't keep it to yourself. Many clinics offer discounts to make access easier. You just need to show proof. Part 4. What can you be prescribed? Your doctor will guide you, but generally you'll be prescribed either cannabis oil or cannabis flower. Cannabis capsules are also available. Cannabis oil, this comes with a syringe or a dropper. You typically place it under your tongue or just swallow it. It's super easy to dose, very subtle, and has no smell. The downside is that it has a slower onset, but it also lasts longer. Cannabis flower, if you get flower, you'll be told to vape it, not smoke it, so you'll need a dry herb vaporizer. Brands like Mighty, Pax, Crafty, Volcano or Dynavap are popular options. Vaping offers faster relief and is more similar to traditional cannabis use, but it does require learning how to dose and investing in the equipment. Some clinics are now offering oil in vape pens, which are discreet, convenient and offer a faster onset than oral oil, while still being easier to dose than flour. Part 5. Does it actually help? Now this is the million-dollar question. And the answer is a resounding yes, it does help. And we've got the proof. A 2024 longitudinal study published in the Journal of Cannabis Research followed 438 patients using medical cannabis for anxiety, chronic pain, and other conditions. After just 3 months, they saw significant improvements in all areas of health-related quality of life. That includes physical functioning, emotional well-being, pain levels, social connection, and even energy levels. Even older participants, while seeing slightly less improvement in physical functioning, still reported major benefits in their mood and fatigue. So the benefits of medical cannabis aren't just anecdotal, they're backed by science. Part 6. Common questions. Right, I'm sure you've got some questions, so let's see if we can answer them for you. Is medical cannabis just for life-threatening conditions? No. As we've discussed, you don't need to have a life-threatening condition like cancer or something. Things like anxiety, pain, insomnia, ADHD, menopause, they all qualify. Will the police know I'm using cannabis legally? Only if you tell them. Your clinic and pharmacy are the only ones who need to know. And you can legally carry your medication as long as you've got your ID and your paperwork on you. Can I drive after using medical cannabis? Yes, if you're not impaired and have a valid prescription. So make sure you always keep your prescription and packaging on you. What if I'm not approved? Your clinic will tell you why. Often it's because you haven't tried enough conventional treatments, but you can always try again at a later date. Will my GP be contacted? Not without your consent. You're not asking their permission, you're just providing their records. Can I share my weed with others? No, unfortunately not. Even if it's legal for you, it's illegal to share. Can I smoke my prescription? Technically, no. Doctors won't recommend it, and it's not an approved method under UK guidelines, so you'll be told to vape your flower and not smoke it. Do I have to order the full prescribed amount each month? Not always. Some clinics let you order smaller amounts than your full prescription, so you have to check with your clinic or your pharmacy. Can I increase my prescribed amount? Yes, but it needs to be discussed with your prescribing doctor, often during a follow-up, and they can adjust your prescription based on your symptoms and tolerance. Do I need regular check-ins? Yes, most clinics require check-ins every 3 to 6 months to review your progress and to renew your prescription. Will I get high from medical cannabis? It depends on the product. THC dominant strains can cause a high, but your doctor will help you find a dose and a format that works for your condition without overwhelming effects. You can also request CBD-rich strains or more balanced strains, which will have less of a high. Which brings me to my next question, can I get CBD-rich cannabis? Absolutely. Many clinics offer CBD dominant strains or 1-to-1 balanced strains and oils. These are ideal for anxiety, inflammation, or for patients who prefer the therapeutic effects without a strong high. Can I get medical cannabis on the NHS? It's pretty unlikely. As we mentioned, NHS access is limited to a few severe conditions and specific cases, so private clinics are the main route for most people. Final thoughts. Legal medical cannabis in the UK is no longer a dream. It's real, it's growing, and it's genuinely helping tens of thousands of people reclaim their quality of life. Yes, the system could be smoother. Yes, the cost can be frustrating, but for so many, it's absolutely worth it. Not just for the very real relief it offers, but for the peace of mind that comes with doing it legally, safely, and with professional medical oversight. So if you're managing pain, anxiety, or another qualifying condition, and you're curious if medical cannabis could be the missing piece for you, here's your call to action. Take the first step, request your medical records, do your research on medbud.wiki, and book that consultation. Your well-being is worth it, and you have the power and the right to explore this option. For all the links and even more in-depth answers to your questions, make sure to read our detailed blog post right after this video. You'll find everything you need to take that next step. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching.